strong Muslim. I wonder...
Just proceed to debate and
thank you, Mr. Speaker. He should consider reviewing his menu for lunch. Mr. Speaker, I therefore get very disappointed, not by this House, but just disappointed with myself, that how could I have been here for so long and failed to plead with colleagues so that we make the National Treasury independent from the executive. It is because the National Treasury is not independent that all monies are assumed to be in the hands of the executive to the extent that money due to counties is never released. As we speak today, over the last now almost 17 years, the counties that were supposed to benefit from this money, they are yet to get. What is more, because of something which I don't understand, and once again, I want to invite the senator for Mombasa to help me because I was not here last time in the last parliament. What happened? How did you, as senators, increase the number of beneficiary counties from 14 to 34? Mr. Speaker.
Senator for Kakamega, would you wish to be informed by the majority leader?
Yes, I asked for it.
May I proceed?
Mr. Speaker, if the whip of the majority will be patient when I'll be making my submissions, because I was part of the Budget and Finance Committee that recommended that expansion of the list of beneficiaries, I will give reasons to him. So probably if he hangs around the House later on when I get an opportunity, Mr. Speaker, I'll explain why he's asking and the justification.
So, Senator for Kakamega, you can do whatever you wish to do with the information you've been given.
Mr. Speaker, you have had if it wasn't because of my boss, wait for the mic. Wait for the mic. Wait for the mic. Sorry, Mr. Speaker, you have heard the leader of the majority. If it wasn't for the fact that he is my boss, I would have requested you to exercise for the first time in this House so that members can know something called a frivolous point of order. A frivolous interference with my debate the way he has done. He thinks I don't know what they did. In fact, that finance committee must have been one of the weakest. Mr. Speaker, in that committee, they recommended that amongst these 17 counties should be Kericho. Kericho, which enjoys rainfall 11 months out of 12 in a year. So that they would go and fight with Turkana money meant to fast-track availability of water to the people of Turkana. Was that a committee worth celebrating, Mr. Speaker? Yes. In fact, if leadership was acquired through competitiveness, then leader of majority would have found a very difficult interview to make it to high office because it is a very serious offense. I say this with maximum respect, no tribalism in my heart, because even back home in Bungoma has been allowed to benefit from this money. It's not supposed to. No. That must be relooked at, and this House, because we are a House of equity, equalization fund should be accessed by only the 14 counties. Mr. Speaker, you have had the privilege as a National Party leader of the power to fly across the Republic. Mr. Speaker, you have seen how the countryside of Kenya just looks like. You don't even have to be educated by anybody to know that this one deserving, this one is not deserving. We have to build patriotism in this country by saying that our brothers left behind, we hold their hands, we move together. You know, Mr. Speaker, when this debate was going on at that time, and Edwin, this one will amuse you, Sefuna, there's somebody who said, no.
Honorable Bonne.
Yes.
You refer to your colleague as honorable senators.
Yeah.
You may not mind, but the language of the House, your brotherhood is outside of this chamber. May you extend that relationship.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
In this chamber.
Mr. Speaker, you know, sometimes it's so difficult to think in vernacular than speak in English. When I was thinking in Kiluya, in Luya culture, a younger brother like this one is always your baby. So sometimes I forget that he's a senator because he's my younger brother. It was actually a statement of love. Senator of Nairobi, you'll be amused. Some of the people who insisted that this should not be the case, no sooner oil was discovered in Turkana than they ran and bought blocks of fields in Turkana so that they become property owners in speculation that probably in that block he has bought, then oil will be struck. I tell you, these ignored counties that we have, I have named some of them, resources will fall there, and we shall all be running there or depending on them because they will be the prime movers of the economy of the Republic of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I therefore want to amplify my thoughts on an independent National Treasury. We should make the National Treasury independent so that no phone call comes from the office of the President, from the Senate, from some other powerful ministry, either Prime Cabinet Secretary or Minister of Interior, to force them to push money to some areas simply because development is supposed to follow power. We would like development in this country, Mr. Speaker, to follow meritocracy. If it was following meritocracy, Mr. Speaker, the shock that I've received today, this morning, from which I'm still reeling, would not have occurred. Cabinet sat 2 months ago, announced that the road from Rironi to Nakuru, Mau Summit, Eldoret, Kabarengo, Webuye, Punkandui, up to Malaba would be a dual carriage. Today, the minister has come and has told the people of Western Province that goalposts have since been shifted to the extent that now the dual carriage will stop at Mau Summit, and the budget, which was meant to push it to Malaba, would now be used to now do a detour to go to Mai Mahiu and hopefully Narok or where. I didn't want to tell the minister because I would have been out of order because I have no facts. But could it be that the all-powerful minister for roads comes from Pomet, and this is why he wants part of that pie to be detourred to go to Pomet side to avoid it going to Malaba. This decision will have to be reviewed and possibly reversed. Mr. Speaker, you cannot lock out Western Province from such a flagship project. And even if you don't like the face of the people, mainly the men of Western, we have some very beautiful women from Western. At least use their faces to give them development, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I say this with a lot of pain. It is only a few years ago, Mr. Speaker, that a basic thing like a national school was being given now to Western, when other parts of this country have had national schools from independence. So much so that the majority of the elites you see from my region have had to make it academically by going to national schools outside the region. It is this marginalization that makes some of us get confused, get angry with government, and this, Mr. Speaker, might stop. And if they don't want to stop it because of the politics they want to pursue, let me teach them a bit of economics which I don't understand. Economics says Kenya's #1 trading partner is Uganda. And when you add the amount of trade we do with Rwanda, we do with Bujumbura, we do with the Eastern Congo, we do with South Sudan, the goods and services that go on that road are the engine of the economy of Kenya in as far as import and export is concerned as a revenue stream. If we must grow this economy of Kenya, in this government and the government that will come thereafter, there are two minimums we must do. And that minimum is not mine. It was in Vision 2030, Mr. Speaker, of President Mwai Kibaki. It was, you dual the road from Mombasa Port all the way to the border. And it went further and said, and for information, Mr. Speaker, it's just a reminder to you, you are our minister in the East African community. You know the blueprint of the road network in the East African community, which says that that dualling would not end at Malaba, but the community will help the dualling to go all the way to the Kampala, all the way to Kigali, all the way to Goma, all the way to Bujumbura. Then we open the economy, Limb 1, and then Limb 2, lapset projects, Lamu, Seaport, Mr. Speaker, and then you do the roads all the way to Ethiopia and all the way to South Sudan. If we open these arteries, we will grow the economy of Kenya. We won't have to export our youth to go and look for jobs in Dubai and look for jobs in other funny places who have no idea how difficult it is for you to take care of your pregnant wife so that she gives birth, so that you educate that child. They don't know. We do it for them, and then we give them our professionals. We need to create these jobs here at home. And how do you do it? You have to open the economy. You think proactively. Mr. Speaker, I've had to emphasize this thing, and I want to appeal to colleagues. Let us make the National Treasury independent. Then equalization funds will flow, and other decentralized funds will flow. Mr. Speaker, finally, but not least, I want to use this opportunity to congratulate CS Mbadi. The Speaker, I had a meeting with Mbadi of 2 hours. That minister seems to know what he's doing. We only need to tweak him a little bit. He knows what we are doing, but he's under pressure of politics, whereby he's forced to then tweak some projects to Nyanza. Once you correct that, Mbadi is a good fit for that ministry. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I support.